What's up, squad? Back with another video. Y'all see the titles going down. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see what's going down. So multiple reasons on why I chose to look at this video. I usually, show y'all different links and stuff like that, which I'm sure it'll be different links in this video. But I want to, get Officer Tatum's, his thoughts on this. I wanted to get his thoughts on this. And see what he had to say, and on top of that, I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing a video that I was already going to be showing y'all anyways. But without further ado, let's check it out.
He's even on another clip. I want to show this clip real quick before I get into it. He's on another clip claiming that Karmelo Anthony didn't have a knife in his bag. He had like a multi-purpose tool.
So mind you, Before all this started, what Charleston White put out, a couple days ago. At first, Charleston White was very, very, very against Karmelo Anthony and his family, as well as Black Lives Matter and, other organizations that were supporting, and people that were supporting Karmelo Anthony. But then it switched, everything switched to where now he's defending Karmelo Anthony and his family and basically doing everything in his power to, talk crazy, talk down on a person named Amazing. I'm telling y'all, a factual person named Sarah Fields. I'm sure many of y'all know who she is, but from my understanding is that a lot of this, are lies. What I thought, a couple days ago, that a lot of this, I'm pretty sure Charleston White they definitely have to be paying him to say some stuff like that, because I just find it insane that everything just switched like that.
Roll the clip.
The Boy Scout tool that most white people give their elementary kids. You lift it this way, you lift it this way. About 12 items on there.
See, it's not more so of like, it's not, and this is how I know he's getting paid. If y'all know Charleston White, y'all know that Charleston White, you don't really see him talking down, when just like the comment he made. This is a tool that, white parents get white kids in elementary or whatever he said with that. He doesn't usually do things. So when I hear him say different things like that and do different things, it's basically giving it away to where he's doing everything in his power to say whatever he needs to say to make them look good, only because he's getting paid.
It just so happens to be on there. I think even a fingernail file is on there. The knife was so small, it did not penetrate his heart. It was too small. It was a little small knife. They're not telling us this. And they tricked me, and they had me going against a good kid.
I'm trying to figure out how I didn't do. These are lies, though, y'all.
Kid, so
they didn't penetrate.
About this, my white Republican friends. This is what the Democrats did to the police with the rappers, and come on, y'all are doing to, come on, you're gonna do what the Democrats are doing to the blacks. Just give us the truth. We're smart enough conservative. And by the way, my voting record is all conservative. Mike Wallace, you name it. Mona Bailey, me and Mona Bailey. Shelley Pritchard, Jen Hall, I know all of them. Tarrant County GOP Republican Party, I know all of them. All of them. Sarah, I'm in the loop. I mean, I know about you too. Meth, I'm in the loop. So listen to me.
Now let's get to the bottom of it all. Let's get to the nitty gritty. First and foremost, it does not matter if the Metcalf brothers were bullies. Being a bully don't matter. Charleston White in the video says that he didn't even know them. So he don't have any personal experience with them being bullies. So in a premeditated state, there's no way that he can premeditate that somehow they're going to attack him because he don't even know these kids. Now you can say he heard around the block that they were bullies, but it does not matter if you're a bully, if you hear they're bullies, what their actions are and what your defense to their actions is the only thing that matters in a court of law. So you have a kid, even if it's a utility tool that you can flip around like this, somehow he got the knife out and stabbed somebody with the knife. He didn't pick the fingernail clippers. He didn't pick the fingernail file. He didn't pick the scissors. He didn't pick, I don't know, the flathead, the Phillip. he didn't pick none of that. He picked a knife that he then stabbed the kid in the chest. Then what did he say documented on the court document, on the police report, is that he said, touch me and see what happens. So therefore, he knows he has this object in his bag. He said, touch me and see what happens. He removes the object, stabs the kid in the chest with enough force and enough depth that it killed him almost instantly. He didn't die at the hospital, y'all. He died in his brother's arms at the track meet.
And they may
have pronounced him at another time. He was dead at the track meet. His brother saw him go dead. So to make
he literally said, not only did Hunter say it, but I don't think his mom said, his dad said it, and others, that he watched his brother take his last breath. They literally said that. So for Charleston White to go in there and lie, it's absolutely insane.
These claims is foolish. To say that the girl Sarah Fields, which shout out to Sarah Fields, I looked at her social media and she's all over this story, promoting facts and pointing out how, Charleston White is a complete nut. But you can't say that, this person is revealing their address and they doing this and that. You have no evidence of that. And I hope that somebody sue you if you're out here lying about somebody and don't have no evidence. Let me just say this. It's very difficult in the state of Texas to indict a minor and try him as an adult unless you have unequivocal evidence that's pretty strong that will get you an indictment. And let me explain real quick. There has to be a substantial amount of information for them to present this to a grand jury dealing with a kid that was 17. They didn't just charge him with manslaughter. They charged him with first degree. That means that you have to show an element of premeditated. And from all accounts that we see, even the video that reporters are talking about, that people can go and watch, at least the people in the media can go and watch, there's no indication that there was an altercation before the stabbing occurred. It's not like he was getting jumped.
Yeah.
You being in a place that you're not supposed to be in and people telling you to leave the place don't give you the right to claim that you are afraid enough to stab somebody in the heart who did not use any serious force against you that would make you believe that you could experience serious bodily injury or death. These Austin Metcalf kids, that kid wasn't that big. I've seen pictures of these kids. They ain't that big. Yeah. Come on, bro. It ain't like they 6'6", 6'8", 6'5", 300 pounds. I think Austin Metcalf was like a linebacker. He was in an athletic position. He's not a lineman. And even if he was, you have to show that you have fear of serious bodily injury or death in order for you to use deadly force against somebody. And it also has to be within self-defense. You cannot provoke a situation and then claim self-defense. So Charleston is completely nutty on this. And I forgot to say this. This is what I wanted to say at the very beginning. Let me tell you why Charleston went the way he went. And as a black man, I understand how black men end up like this. What happens is, as a black man, you grow up in a society where you begin to get brainwashed into believing that this is the reality. The white man is bad. Police officers are bad. Selling drugs is not a big deal. This is what we do. We can't make it in this country because the white man got his foot on our neck. And you believe that, and then you grow out of it.
I tell y'all all the time. That's how I grew up. I came from my dad. I tell you all the time that, he's a Democrat. My mom, a lot of family members. And I grew up to have those thoughts in my head all the time. And then I finally realized, for myself that, I don't know, that it's definitely important to pay attention. It's definitely important to know the truth, and to actually see what's going on. I definitely feel like it's important for a lot of that.
And when you grow out of it, that means you went to college. That means you moved out of the neighborhood. You start getting a new circle of friends. You start really, involving yourself culturally around other people. Then you realize, oh, shoot, I think I've been lied to. Like, white people ain't even worried about us like that. What have I been doing? And then what happens is you go out and you get this newfound understanding and you start really challenging the status quo of how you grew up. And then what happens is you get back in touch with black people in places that you grew up. You start feeling compassion and empathy, and it brings you back to your roots. And then you feel like that you've abandoned your people. And so therefore you have to go back and address the wrongs that you felt like you had done to your own people. And with that being said, people fall back into the trap of brainwashing and convincing themselves that the white man is now bad again. I don't understand how Charleston being I think as inquisitive as he is at times, that he don't understand that he's just hearing a narrative from Carmelo Anthony's family. Of course, they're going to have a narrative because they want their son not to do the rest of his life in prison.
Exactly.
But you got to juxtapose the narrative to what the police report.
I feel like that's like the realest thing, though. That's real.
Reality. You can't just believe what Austin Metcalf's family was saying. You can't believe what Carmelo Anthony's family was saying. You can only rely on what the evidence that has been presented and the evidence that we have.
But I feel like him being like that person in Texas, like Charleston White, obviously he's in Texas, and I feel like being in Texas and being like, I don't know, like a well-known person in Texas, they did everything they can to, okay, we about to pay Charleston White, and we need to make sure you say this and put those videos out so they know. I'm telling y'all. Like
a first degree. Now, for you to just act like they did it because he's white and all that, because he's a black kid and all this. Frisco, Texas ain't just white people. Frisco is now way more diverse than it ever was, at least back when we used to live in Frisco and Plano. So a lot of black people live in Frisco and Plano. That's how Carmelo Anthony's family is there. So it's not, obviously not predominantly black. It's not overwhelmingly black. But there's a lot of black people that do live there. There's a lot of people of other races that do live there. There's a lot of black people that play on these football teams. There's a lot of black people that go to these schools to play other sports. Yeah. So it's not just all white people and there's one sole black person that's looking around like, I'm the only here. That only occurs in Brownwood or Stephenville, Texas, or somewhere in the middle of nowhere. But when you go to these major metropolitan areas where you have Plano, Frisco, you have Prosper, you have, North Dallas, you have all these different areas, there's people that go to these schools of different ethnicities and diversity, or ethnicities, and it's pretty diverse. A lot of black successful people that live in Dallas, North Dallas. Come on, why would Charleston say that he's from Fort Worth, where I'm from? But anyway, y'all let me know what you think, man.
Because he got paid. I keep on telling y'all that he got paid at the end of the day.
I see Charleston say that when I had previously made a video bragging on how he had common sense. What a shame.
Exactly. And he does have common sense. Again, I feel like this is more so a money grab. They have that Dominique Alexander. He's looking at the simple fact, Charleston White, he can go out and he can make this video and make these videos and do this and do that. Getting paid. This will definitely help. This will definitely boost. They're thinking of every single thing to do to make Carmelo look like it was self-defense, that he's the great guy, that he was the victim, and it's absolutely sad. I'm telling y'all. Let me know y'all comments and thoughts on this video. Definitely geeked, to get into more. But sadly, this is only video dropping today. So stay tuned for more videos. Y'all know I got y'all though. I just had to check this video out. Definitely found it, pretty interesting, and I wanted to check out that video of Charleston. Big shout out to Officer Tatum. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe. I definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.